Hello and welcome to the Farm Wolf. Today I'm just going to do a little video. I'm going to be changing a tire. This will be on a Yamaha Rhino. Putting a new tire on an aluminum rim, and I'm going to demonstrate how I do it using a bead cheater and basic hand tools, tire spoons. This bead cheater that I'm going to use, I've also used it on big tractor tires like the rear tractor tires. So this is just like a little quick video how I do it and also how I do it on big tractor tires. So hope you enjoy. This is the bead cheater I'm going to use. Now how this works, this bead cheater, this I guess you call it like the leg and the push part. I don't know what the actual term for that would be. That fits down in between the bead of the tire and the rim, and then this part right here, you tighten that up. That clamps onto the rim. I usually take like a 3-pound hammer or so and I kind of tap that in. When you tighten up this nut, it actually forces these two apart. This will stay in between the bead of the tire and the rim, and that will push the tire down off of the rim. Very handy little tool. I've got a couple tire spoons like this. I usually use 2 of those and a crowbar. After I get the bead broke loose, I'll use the pry bars and the spoons and pop the tire up over the rim off the bead, and I'll dismount it, and that's how I'll put the new tire on. This little tool, I've actually used it on the 38-inch, like 18-438s on the back of a tractor. I've also used it on the back tires of a backhoe. I've used it on automobile tires. It works very well. I'm going to go ahead and start tapping it in. I have it tapped in between the bead and the rim. To keep from marring up the rim, I put a piece of cardboard in between that rim clamp and the rim. I just tighten it on up a little bit. Next I'll tighten this down. Here you can see how the bead cheater works. Another little view. Sometimes when I get it started, I'll take my hammer and I'll tap around on it. Sometimes that will help, go ahead and push it off the rim, but it looks like this one's going to be a little tough. I don't know if you can see that or not. I got that foot where I need to put it a little closer to the bead. It's okay on these tires. They're junk, so I'm just getting rid of them anyway. So I'm going to probably reposition it where it's closer to the rim. Something to be aware of on like an ATV tire. I don't know if you can see it, but right here is a little lip. That's the safety bead that keeps this tire from coming off the bead and going, like off the rim off the bead inside the rim. You have to watch getting your bead cheater a little too close to that, at least I do. Because I have bent like the foot on it before. I was hung up on that and I just kept torquing it down. I didn't realize that. So anyway, that's why I've got the foot a little bit farther out. I'm scared to get it a little too close. I don't want to damage that bead there, that bead lock, whatever you want to call it. Don't want to damage the bead breaker tool either. What I've done here, I've moved it repositioned it. Sometimes you got to go around the rim a few times. Get that tire to break down properly. There's nothing wrong with that. Good little view of the progress so far. You could imagine if you didn't have this tool, how difficult that would be. Now I'll do this side. I forgot to mention earlier, it's a good idea to take out your valve core when you're doing this, that way you don't have any air pushing your tire back on the bead. And that way there's no air in the tire, guaranteed. You don't want an accident. I'm making sure not to get my bead cheater right over my valve core, because I'm going to reuse that valve stem. And if you got your bead cheater in there, chances are when you push that foot down, you can rip that up. This rim has a slope to it, but this will still do okay. Sometimes this will happen where it'll try to slide out. As compared to the other side, I just loosen it up, tighten it back up, and go again. This one, I got it broke down enough that I tapped it around with a hammer, and it ended up breaking it on loose. I'm going to try to break this loose on the back side, get it up over. And the reason why I'm doing it on the back side is so I don't mar up the front side of the rim. If I mess up any part of this rim, I'd rather it be the side that you don't see. Going to attempt to use the spoons here. Get this rim broke off of this tire broke off the rim. I usually start prying on one side and step down on the opposite side. There's usually a recessed part in that rim, so when you step on the opposite side, it'll put it like in the V of the rim. Usually you can kind of work it around. This is usually where I have to use the crowbar. Put something in there to hold it. I'll take this other tire spoon and try to work it around. Sometimes I get too big of a bite. I do that. Try to tap my tool over a little bit. And go again and get another bite at it. Like so. Just got to be patient, keep working it around. Sometimes smaller bites are better. If you take the great big bites, it gives you a lot more trouble. So like I said, just be patient. Try to work it around slowly. Lighting is not real good out here, and I'm holding the camera with with one hand, trying to use the other with the tools. So sometimes when it gets this close, you can grab it by hand and pull it on up. Hopefully you can see that. I know the lighting isn't that great, but it's off of the bead on this side. Now flip it over, I'll do the other side. You can see I've got the rim pulled back. Now I'll put the spoons in here. I'll work the tire off this way. This, I probably won't be able to film it because I'm doing this. I'm holding the camera with one phone, or I keep saying phone. I'm used to using my phone, guys. Make shorts. I'm using my one hand to hold the camera and using the other hand for the tire spoon. So I can't do both. I'm probably gonna have to pop it off and just come back and show you the end result. Sometimes when I get it like this, I'll take my hammer, trying not to hit the rim, and I'll tap the bead. I'll try to work that around, and that'll help too. I tapped it around with a hammer. Now I've got it at the point I think it should just maybe come out. Alright, I got this bead. I put a little bit of oil on there to lube it up. I'm going to try to slam it onto the rim. I might have to finish working it on, but if you can get most of it on like that, you'll save yourself a lot of headache. Now I'm going to have to use the spoons and work it on in. Alright, got that one side put on. Got this side all lubed up. Now I'll work it on with the spoons. Like I said earlier, this just takes patience. I don't know how much I'll get on this, you know, on camera. Like I said, ain't got real good lighting. Since I'm using that valve stem again, I'm going to try to work over here, get the valve stem side down first, and work my way around. I usually try to get it worked in, put my knees down on it, hold it in place, and continue to work it around. Sometimes I'll leave a spoon in to try to hold it. Here it is, starting to go in place. Like I said earlier, small increments found that to be the best way to do it. Realize I'm probably getting in the camera shot a lot, but I'll stand on this, I'll push it down where it's in that recess of the rim. That'll let that tire go this way where I can get that bead worked in. We'll come back when I got that on. All right, it was a chore, but we got it on. I'll leave the valve core out. Sometimes when it don't want to seat, I'll do this number to it. Sometimes that helps put them beads up close to the rim. Now, if that don't work, my next step will be a ratchet strap around here. I'll tighten it down and spread them beads out, shoot the air to it. Hello guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope maybe if you have to change tires on your side-by-side four-wheeler, tractor, truck, whatever, farm equipment, hope maybe this will give you an idea how you can do it yourself. That bead breaker tool, I bought it on the internet. I think it was around $70, free shipping. So it is possible to do all this stuff yourself without taking it into town, paying the big price to do it, if you have the patience and the time. Understand, patience and time, not everybody has that. But if you want to do it yourself, this is a good little tool to use. Hopefully this video helped you. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.